Welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Well, we always learn some interesting things here on the show, and it's no different now that we have Robert Walmsley here from Curiosities. You are going to start a segment here with us. You're going to come on and talk about antiques and cool finds that you have in the store. So first, tell folks about your store in the Havelock area.
Yeah, so again, it's an antique store, but it's more than an antique store. People say that it's an event to come and see it. So we stage things in a way that hopefully, again, people can kind of imagine it in their spaces, and we like to have different events and just, again, make antiques modern and fun.
I love that. And there's a big push now for thrifting and antiques in the home and telling a story.
Absolutely. Making your home personal to you.
Exactly. You don't want it just to be Pottery Barn when you come in.
Sure. I mean, if that's your vibe, great. But if you want something that's, you know, more specific to your taste and something that you found along the way, awesome.
Yeah, I love it when you go into a home and you see, oh, this is this person. This describes who they are. So
absolutely.
This is an interesting item you brought today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is an antique detachable collar case from the early 1900s. So the idea of the detachable collar was actually created by a lady in upstate New York, and she realized that her husband's collar was starting to get much dirtier faster than the rest of his shirt. And at that time, a pressed starched white collar was a sign of wealth. So she decided, why don't I just make these collars detachable? I can launder them, I can, you know, make sure that they're clean, ready to go, but halfway throughout the day, we can snap on a new one and he'll look fresh as a daisy.
What are they made out of, Robert?
Yeah, they're made out of linen.
Okay.
And as you can see on the front, it says Arrow Collars, and they actually launched one of the most successful advertising campaigns for that era. From around 1907 to 1931, J.C. Leyendecker was an artist who kind of created this visual of the modern man, and of course the focal point was that starched white collar.
How did it work? You just put it over a collar?
Yeah, so there were buttons on the back, and essentially you would just clip it on here and here. So if you ever watch old time movies and they kind of have those looser collars, it's because they would have loosened everything up and just kind of relaxed a little bit.
I feel like John needs this for TV purposes because you get makeup on your collar.
Yeah, it definitely would come in handy.
Wow. Okay, so we're looking at the items here in your store, and that's part of what you like to show there at your shop is how you could display this in your home.
Absolutely. So this isn't something that necessarily just has to sit on, you know, some antique display cabinet. It can go into a bedroom, or it can go, you know, on a side table somewhere that just kind of shows what this piece is. So again, including antiques without having to completely live in an antique in a, you know, in a museum.
And it will pique the curiosity of who's sitting there in your home. I mean, if this is sitting next to your sofa, you'd be like, what is it?
It is a conversation piece, absolutely.
I love that. Okay, you also have an event coming up.
We sure do. It is October 5th. It's free for everybody to join us. It's being hosted by Violet's Vintage. Starts at 3 o'clock, goes to 8 o'clock, and we have free hors d'oeuvres, free spirits, and there's some charm making and some tarot reading. So come for all of it, come for some of it, but definitely show up for it. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, very fun. So Violet's Vintage is in your shop.
She does, yep. She has a space kind of in the back. So vintage clothing as well.
Oh, a lot of cool clothing items. Okay, so tell folks where you're located again.
Yep, it's 6036 Havelock Avenue, and that is in North Lincoln.
All right, really a fun area now. Just walk the streets, get a cup of coffee, visit his shop. All right, Robert, thanks.
Thanks for having me.